Welcome everyone to Radland. I'm here today in Upland, California, a very historical part of Upland where a lot of old buildings and houses still remain. Today I'm going to be checking out the Stone Castle Powerhouse, which was built in 1890 and burned down in 1914. Today I'm going to get on the property, take a look around, and see what remnants are left of this castle. Let's go check it out. Now, there's currently nobody living there, or it's currently not running. It hasn't been operating since the early 1900s, but the building has been there this entire time. This is going to be a really quick trip because there's residential houses in the front of it and on both sides, so I got to be very careful. This is a residential house right next door, and then the property is completely covered in trees, so that's in my favor, where a lot of cameras won't be visible inside, because I know a lot of these houses have cameras. Now, there's a residence directly behind it, so I got to be careful not to step on their property, but definitely going to check this out. You can see here. There it is. It says 24-hour surveillance. Right there. I'm not sure if there's any 24-hour surveillance, but it says there's a lot of bees. I want to go walk around and look inside. Let's head over before a car passes through. There it is. Look at that structure. Built in the early 1800s, or late 1800s, 1890 to be exact. I don't see any cameras, but oh yeah, there's cameras right there. Definitely gonna be notified, whoever's watching the cameras. Gonna be very quiet though. I actually hear some alarms, so that might be the surveillance, but look at this. Very nice. Like I said, this is going to be a really quick video because I believe the cameras are here. Wow, look at this structure. So this would be the entrance. Oh, there goes the alarm. I'm gonna get out of here. Just want to show that real quick. Oh, it stopped. I mean, that could get triggered off by animals, so I don't think it's gonna call the police immediately, but it's definitely gonna notify the neighbors. Hope you just be very quiet and move a lot less, not as fast, because that's going to trigger the alarm. But it definitely has like infrared where it read me. We got dogs too. I'm going to duck down. There was a camera here. Somebody knocked it down. But I'm going to go this way. Real slow just because the cameras and the dogs. I can hear neighbors coming out, but that's fine. I'm already inside. I move slowly. Now, of course, I'm not going to take anything. There's not really much to take, but you can see the building is still here. Now, this stone was said to be brought down from the San Gabriel Mountains. I believe we're on Mountain Avenue, so maybe from Mount Baldy. Just the fact that this structure remained and this is what's left of the fire is pretty interesting. Just look at that though. Looks like these are entrances or side entrances. You gotta be very careful. This is literally the house next door. Let's see if I can go to the back. Yeah, that's a residential area back there too. That's a house. If the cops come, oh well. I mean, nothing I could do. I'm already inside. gonna show it. Obviously right there is like the area where the camera caught me, so there's the back there. This whole area is probably about 25 by 25. But there is no roof. But the main structure in the front still remains. Now I believe it kind of went off to the back. There's several separate buildings. Let's just look at the stone. Like I said, it's all ingrown with weeds and stuff, but there's still like some wood, some flooring at the floor. It's not like hardwood floor or anything. I think it's just like structure wood. Oh, there's somebody there. Of course, they're looking to see. Yeah, this area is definitely heavily guarded. Alright, well, I'm gonna head a little more to the back and then I'm gonna head out. There was more cameras up here, but it looks like people removed them. Maybe trespassers. I wouldn't damage any of the cameras because obviously that's their property, but this property belongs to the city. I looked it up online. It doesn't belong to anybody's, but somebody lives behind it, so. But it is a historical landmark, so they don't want anybody doing any graffiti or anything like that. That's why there's no graffiti or anything like that. It's somebody is there watching me. They're probably waiting for me to hop on out. Very interesting. I can hear a helicopter. I wonder if it's for me. Yeah, there's the... Right there you can see the tree. It had an alarm. It wasn't that loud. But I'm sure it alerts neighbors, and it might even be connected to the police. But of course, I'm just here doing some documentation. Of course, I don't do no destruction or damage. And you can see on that side, let's take a peek over there on that side real quick because we don't have a lot of time. Probably gonna be one of the shortest videos I've ever made. So right there, you can see. So right there, you can see there's still some of the like piping that was coming out of the building. And then there's some like metal rod sticking out of there. I'll have to reference back to photos, but you can see why this is called a castle, because the structure was just literally built like a castle on the outside. And then you got the archway entrances. That one looked more square on that side. That looks like more like a garage door. But there's a lot of cars passing by. Don't want to run into any police, so I'm gonna start heading out. This is just a quick look. They also looks like they had some sort of well. You can see that ditch there. Let's get closer. Get a good photo. Yeah, so if I walk through there, the camera catches me, so I would have to take the long way around. But I love the structure on top. And you could tell the age just by the stone and all the ivy and the weeds growing around it. I would love to get up there, get a top view, but there's no way with that camera. There's no way that's gonna happen. The camera's like directing it right on that spot. But it was a power plant for the city of Upland at the time. And I believe it probably powered a lot of San Bernardino, not just Upland. But this is a historical landmark since it's over 100 years old. And they're not doing anything with it. It's just here. They can't really destroy it because it's a landmark. But pretty interesting. Hopefully no one heard the alarm. Give me a little more time. I think there's a sensor right there. I totally understand why they have this gated. They don't want any squatters or anybody trying to take advantage of the building, doing graffiti or destroying or taking pieces of it. That is something that I condone. I don't do that. I just like to document. So I just want to keep you guys aware of that. If I ever go anywhere else or show any old historical buildings, I would never demolish, destroy, or anything like that. This is all for documentation purposes. And to look at it in person, this is really amazing to see in person. Some sort of toy here. There's not a lot left. There's like a water hose going through here. And it looks like somebody waters. Oh, I thought somebody was there, but it was just a squirrel. That's funny. I was actually gonna walk through it one more time, but that sensor alarm went off, so I'm good. I'll stay here. Pretty awesome though. There goes the alarm again. I'm gonna have to get out of here. That's already twice. Yep, that's it. I'm out of here. Well, now everybody knows if you come over here, the alarm will go off. That sign is not fake. It's a real sign. Here's a look at the well down here. Pretty cool. I better head out just because people are gonna come outside. Well, that was a very short trip on the property. The alarm kept getting triggered by me walking through all the rubbish there. I didn't want to alarm any other neighbors. I didn't want them to think that I was doing any vandalism. I'm sure they hear that a lot and it's pretty annoying. So I just wanted to document it real quick. Once it went off again, I got off the property. Pretty sure the residents around get pretty tired of hearing the alarm going off. So I didn't want to keep setting it off. Just figured I'd get my video and then I get out of there. All right, so I'm back home now. Made it to the community clubhouse to do some research, and I found some photos here on the Calisphere University of California website. Thanks to them for having these really cool photos. You can see this was a photo of the fire on August 17th, 1916. So I said 1915 earlier, but it was actually 1916. You can see the destruction it did a lot of damage. And then here's some photos of, like, I think this is called the switching area. This is where the fire looked like it started. You can see the black there. I'm assuming this made some contact somewhere in the wrong area and started the fire. And then this is the switching station. That's what this is called right here. That was that area where it started. But this is what it looked like back in the day in its prime. This is where we walk through. You can see there's a little bench there. There's a lot of trees now. It does look a lot different. This is now a residential street where this was probably, there was no housing. That's why they built this castle there. But you can see the piping that we were pointing at earlier. You can see this was like an entry, or actually this is where the lighting switch was. And this is the entry inside. So this is the main entrance. And then these look like little windows here. But big difference from what it looks like today. And then just the facade is left, which you can still see the shape, but it looks like there was another back end to it, and which is completely gone. You can't see that. You'll just see the front facade. But you can see here, this is definitely when it was in its prime. It's funny because it was dated November 10th, 1911, which is not that long ago as far as like the date, but that was over 100 years ago. But here's a better look at the switching station, which was destroyed in the fire. The only thing that wasn't destroyed was the facade and the stone. And you can see here, this was in 1892, just 2 years after it was built. So it was already 2 years running strong, and it burnt down several years later. Here's a closer look at the archway that had the piping on the outside. Also that rod sticking out. Looks like that one is the only one left. All the other ones are gone. I didn't see this either. This was completely gone as well. But then again, this was the early stages of the castle. I think this was before the lighting switch was installed. The whole facade is still there. Pretty crazy that that's how old this is. And I was right about this garage style door. I noticed this pillar was separating the top from the bottom, so this piping and these little metal rods coming out definitely made me think that it was going to be like a garage style barn door. And I was right. It's like a double style door. You can see the second door right there, and then this door is completely closed. It looks like a little gate, more of like an archway window. So those were open, which made me think that those are completely open, where this one is separated. So big difference, but it's pretty crazy to see it the way it used to be versus the way it is now. And here's the end result of the fire. You can see it destroyed everything inside except for the exterior structure, which still had some damage. You can see the flames kind of just grew up all the way to the top, even on this side, which led me to think that this whole building was engulfed in flames. There's no like picture of it in flames, but this is the aftermath of it. And it's pretty sad to see it, such a beautiful building, destroyed, but I'm happy that it's still up. It's still a historical landmark. There is no bench there. This is all rubbish, and now it's all fenced off like you've seen in the video. Also, the switching area has been removed, and I'm assuming for safety reasons. It definitely wasn't salvageable after the fire, so the remains just become a piece of old history. Here's a look at the back of the structure, which we couldn't see because the alarm kept going off, and I assumed it looked this way. It didn't look like anything special, kind of looked like a smaller version of the front. It was just kind of flat out at the end, no crazy design like the front. And you can see just the windows. That's all I seen when I was there. I didn't want to keep pushing because the alarm kept going off, but that's what it looks like from the back. And that's a wrap on today's video on the Stone Castle Powerhouse. Found a few surprises going on inside, some security cameras, motion detectors, and alarm systems. They all went off as soon as I went inside, but glad I was able to document it and take you guys along with me. Thanks to my viewers for watching my videos, and a huge thank you to all my new subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. I have a lot more videos coming your way, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next video.